Welcome to Boss and Sass. Today's guest is Sasha Mendoza, graphic designer directly from Venezuela.
Yeah,
Venezuela. You have recently ventured to make your own graphic design company.
That is correct.
All right.
I'm Sasha Mendoza.
Hey, can you say your name but with the power it deserves?
Sasha Mendoza.
I
am a graphic designer. It's always been my passion. I mean, since I was 3 years old, I was drawing everything. My grandma used to give me like pens, pencils.
Did you go to school for graphic design in Venezuela?
Yes, I did. I studied graphic design and business administration. Took a
You Venezuelans, bro.
I graduated. I started working in the with Mattel. I used to make toys.
What?
Yes, in Venezuela. And then I had a friend told me that they needed a graphic designer in the pharmacy industry. They pay for everything, insurance,
Right. Like, generally, a graphic designer's perfect job wouldn't be in a pharmaceutical company.
Yeah. But I would say if you guys looking at me right now, if you get a job in the pharmacy industry, don't leave it unless you wanna, like be an entrepreneur like I wanna be now.
Right, because sometimes you have to like sell out and not do what you're so passionate about to be able to make the money.
Exactly. Still, you need to learn from an industry, right? So
came here after making toys,
yes,
to work in the pharmaceutical.
Yes, I mean I always like the United States. Like you guys here have like a lot of opportunities for us to learn and to be better every day. You have the the equipment, the teachers, everything. So I always wanted to come here and study more. But I almost got kidnapped in Venezuela. So I was.
¡Ton, ton, ton! Próximo capítulo, la novela de Sasha Mendoza.
So
no
anyways,
way.
Yeah. So
That sounds dramatic as hell.
Yeah. So I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna go and study.
I decided that being in Venezuela might not be a good idea.
Yeah, like I was, like I could have a nice car even though I had the money for it.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to come here and study something about my career and maybe, like get more into the world, let's say. I was living in Venezuela. I only knew what Venezuela was teaching me.
How old were you again?
I was 28.
28 when you left Venezuela?
Yes.
Done. You were a woman. You were like, I got things to learn, but I know who I am and I know what I want to do in a way.
Exactly. I met someone. I met a guy, and then I got married. He drove me crazy for a couple of months. Continued together, whatever.
You were studying?
Yes, I was studying, and then after a while, I started working. It was not a good place. I was working mostly online, retouches and like pictures. I decided that I needed something better in my life.
My question is, when you decide you want something better in life, is it one big argument, a series of questions that you ask yourself like, oh wow, I'm not happy? How do you get to that point where you make the move to look for another job?
I mean, you know that your talent is being wasted. Doing too little for too little money, and then you know that you have to grow somehow. I said, you know what, if you want to move forward, you have to just look for something that you want.
Scorpios are really good at that.
Yes.
Scorpios are like,
let me go there. It's in Craigslist, and I applied to it. I got the interview. He approved me like right away.
So there was your validation.
Yes.
When they approved you right away, you're like, I know that I'm much more talented than what I'm being used.
I was just scared, like you're always in a safe zone.
God.
And, that's not good. Nana. I started working there. I worked there for almost 6 years. Yes.
6 years.
I grew there.
And in those 6 years, you divorced.
Yes. I was focusing in my career, in what I wanted to do.
Now, did you always know you wanted to do your own company?
Well, I didn't have that vision until I got to this country. It made me realize that, like I wanted to be more than an employee. Like I wanted to work with someone. I don't want to work for someone. When I worked in Metro Science, Metro Labs, I became the art director and the manager of the art room.
Art director!
Yeah. And then, that taught me a lot of things. You learn about materials, you learn about installations, you learn about everything. Complete that stage of my life, and then just move forward.
But didn't you leave to make your company, then it wasn't the right time, then you went back to your old job?
Yes.
and now you're back and making your company?
Exactly.
Can you tell me about that? Because I think it's so important as women and as people that nothing is a failure. Everything is like, oh, just not the right time. And it's okay to backtrack.
Yes. Well, the first time I left because you wanted to be more than an employee, you know, I wanted to get involved in more things, you know, and kind of like when you work for someone, you have to go by their rules,
of course.
you know, so you want to be a little more creative, and then you like
Crush your dreams.
and you're like, okay, well, okay, it's okay, and I don't blame those people. It's like when you have a company, you want to run the things like you want to run it. That's the thing. You know, you don't let your employees give you, you know, other vision. It's just like, you know, this is the way I want things, and this is the creativity that you're gonna put in, and that's it. I wanted to work like part-time in some place and part-time doing my own thing. It didn't work out at that time. I got offered the position of the, you know, manager of the art department. I was offered more money, and then I said, you know what, maybe if I have a little more power here, I can make changes.
Oh, so you went back to your old company because they offered you a better position with better money.
Exactly.
How long was the interim between leaving the company and going back?
Like 2 weeks. Because, you know, he didn't want to let me go.
Isn't that amazing? As people, sometimes we get scared to do things because we want to keep a job or keep a relationship. But when you stand your ground and you believe that I gotta go, how they come, right?
Yep.
And how much do you want to bet that if you would have never left, you probably would have never been offered that role at that time?
Of course,
right?
One time, a boss of mine told me that if you don't ask for things, they're not gonna offer it to you.
So the biggest lesson there is
El que no llora no mama.
So you went back.
Yes, I went
And
back.
how long were you there?
Almost 2 years.
Wow. Did you make changes?
I tried.
Uh-huh.
Right now, the company is very like solid with the designers that were under my position, and so I learned how to be a manager. You know, like when you're an employee, you just go home. You kind of forget about like the big responsibility.
Right.
You know, now I had the big responsibility to finish the job.
So now, after the 2 years of working back in the company, what was the tapa al pomo then that made you say, you know what, I gotta go?
You don't leave a company just because of money.
Right,
you know,
right.
It's very weird when
you want to feel like a valued human and employee and someone that is giving to create in the bigger picture. Right.
You reach a limit, and then you're a puppet. So I didn't want to be a puppet.
That puppet word. I don't want to be a puppet. I want to be a puppet.
It's time for me to accomplish my dreams. Feel that I'm doing something that I like. Finally, you know, like under my rules and working with people, like I said before, not for someone. You know, like
what's the name of your company?
FORMA Miami.
FORMA Miami Graphic Design. Okay. How long have you been doing it now?
A month.
So, 30 days, 1 month. How do you feel?
I feel great. I'm actually the owner of my time.
Oh, isn't that the most precious thing?
I work more because this is the thing. When you're opening a company, you work double and you get paid less than what you were getting paid before. I am so happy. Like you don't know how happy I am. Like it's joy in my life. Now that I have support in my house too, you know, I got engaged again. And then, like you always need someone that tells you, you know what, go for it, you're good at it, and you are gonna be great.
Cool. Any advice? Any advice for someone that is working in a company and it's like, God, like, I love working here, but I know that I'm more useful. How would you tell them you can do this?
Get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Money isn't real.
What?
That is something that I learned from an artist from Miami. He paints these like money walls and stuff, and this money isn't real. His name is Mr. E. Money is just paper. You know, like you're gonna find it. You can Uber if you need money to pay something. So
I would be a really cool Uber driver.
Yeah, you would.
No, but no one will get out of my car because they'd want to be with me forever.
See?
Yeah, right. They'll run out the car. They're like, no puedo más con esta tipa.
Money is not the problem. The problem is that you're too scared to jump.
But we only jump when we're pushed to. No,
that's true.
Because you were pushed to jump. You didn't say, I had a great day at work today. I'm gonna start my company. You say, I had a really bad day. You know what? I think I'm gonna start my company.
You know, life is too short to just be miserable.
I think it's also about knowing when the bad days are a sign.
Exactly. There's a lot of opportunities out there. You just have to go and look for it. I love graphic design. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm in the industry for like 20 years now. But I have other projects in my mind that I wanna, you know, like start working on them. Have nothing to do with graphic design.
Nothing to do with graphic design.
I'll keep you updated.
What is that? I am intrigued.
Oh, I mean, crazy stuff. Like
One.
I just wanted to have my food truck, and I always wanted to have
I love it! I love it! Because you know why? Because we don't have to be married to one idea. So I read this book a long time ago that it's called The Artist's Way. And it's mostly for like artists and stuff, but it's really for people who lost their creative kid. One of the best things about creative health is to have more than one project. So even though you have one project that you're passionate about, every so often go to the other one to give it some bread, because then you give this time to breathe.
exactly.
So it's great to have another idea in somewhat of the either far or near future of a food truck, because it's another little baby that you can give love to.
Like I like it, and it expands your, like you said, your like creativity and your.
It's so important to
life,
live creatively.
You know? Yeah.
So many of us have routines and relationships, and we're daughters and we're mothers and we're boyfriends and we're girlfriends, and it's like we have to also be ourselves.
Yep.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever
Whatever
that
you
is.
have to do. If you could have sex anywhere, publicly, privately, dangerously, needing a passport, I don't know, flying underwater, climbing like King Kong, I don't care. Where would you have sex?
There's a hotel in Alaska where you can see the sky because it's like clear.
Yeah, like there's no
Yeah,
wall,
there's-
it's all
yeah,
a window.
It's all window. It's like an igloo. That's how you call it.
An igloo? An igloo?
Igloo.
An igloo?
It's like see the stars, like all
Why?
over. It's
What
like
does that make
very
you
magical.
feel? Why?
Because you're out and about. Looking at the nature like the way it is. You know,
Yeah.
I think sex is about, you know.
What
like
is it
it's
about?
About being who you are, being free, like nature is.
I like it. Food you would get into a bathtub in.
Nutella.
Nutella.
Nutella is like
Me baño
Yeah.
así mismo.
Oh, yeah. I would lick myself up.
All day.
All day.
You would never have a company. You'd be still in the bathtub.
Exactly, like
Right
this,
now.
like a cat.
Like a cat. Well, Sasha Mendoza with FORMA graphic design. She did my single cover. She's been doing my single covers ever since my first single.
Oh, I love it. The music is great. I have her on my iTunes all the time. As long as you're at home.
Hecha. Thank you, Sasha Mendoza, Venezuela, female power, graphic
Yes.
design entrepreneur.
Yes.
Peace.